Welcome guys, it's Justice again here from tutorialscamp.com. So what I want to show you now is how we can work with JSON in Java. Okay, so what in programming, what we actually do is that when we have a data coming from server, like let's say this JSON data here. Okay, I want to put this comment here. So let's say we have a data like this JSON data coming from the server. Let's say first name. Okay, first name is Justice. Okay, and then last name, all this needs to be in a string. I'll put this in a column, and then for the last name, let's say Rashid. Okay, yeah, sorry here. Okay, so let's say we have this thing coming from the server. So this JSON data from the server. Okay, so this here actually is what? A JSON object. Okay, so what we do is that when we are let's say we are posting this to the server, okay, we will have a module class, and then in that module class what we will do is that we will convert the module class to what? A JSON, to this JSON string here. Okay, and then post it to the server. Okay, we don't convert, we don't send the whole module without converting it into JSON and then send the whole module to the server. No, we convert it, which is called encoding or serialization, and then we send it to what? To the server. Okay, and what happens is that, and also when we are getting the data back, let's say we are fetching data from the server, let's say we are fetching this data from the server. When we get this data, okay, we also what? Decode it to what? Java object, and then use that object. So we will map this data here to what? Class properties. Okay, class properties, and we will access them individually. Okay, that process is also called what? Deserialization, or what? Decoding. Okay, so let's say we have this class here, module here. Okay, so let's create another class, user model. Okay, so I'll create this user model, and then I'll create first name. Okay, I'm just creating a model to represent this data here. Okay, first name. Sorry, we'll make it let me make it public string first name, and I'll create another one, public string last name. Okay, now I need to create a constructor for this one, so I will quickly generate one here without typing it. Select all, and then we generate one. Okay, bring this one up here. Okay, so this is the constructor, and you can see the properties have been initialized already here. Okay, so this is my user model, which represent what? This data that will be coming from the server. Okay, so there is a package that we actually use for managing the performing serialization and deserialization, and the one that we are going to be using is called JSON. Okay, let me show you the the dependency. I'm actually using a grader, so you can set for that document the grader and then dependency for this thing, and then use it. Let me show you. Grader. Okay, so if I scroll here, you can see this is the model, that dependency that I'm talking about is called JSON. Okay, so you can search as whether you are using you have created a Marvin project or a grader project. You can actually what there is available for, so you can go for it. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create an object of what? This module here. Okay, let's say I'm going to post this data to the server here. Okay, so I'm going to create an object that will represent this thing here. Okay, so what we do is that we will use JSON. Okay, so this data here, okay, I want to annotate it with something like this. Let's say, okay, you can annotate it with something like first name. Okay, that's the first we need to know. If the data that's coming from the server, let's say here is something like first name like this, you can see this is small letter, and here is also small letter, but from here there is a capital letter here. Okay, So if you don't actually serialize it, it will actually what? It will now map it to this variable here, because this is not the same as what? This property here. Okay, so using serialization name here is actually serializing the name here is actually telling it that, hey, instead of this, when you are doing the perform this serialization, the deserialization, use this guy here. Okay, so this is kind of an alias for it. Okay, but I'm just going to keep it like this, and I'm going to take right of this one. I just wanted to show you, so if maybe in case you are facing that challenge, then you go by that way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that we are going to post this data to the server. Okay, so we are going to create an object of this guy. So we are first going to create object of this model here inside my main method here, user model, and then new user model. So now the first name is going to be, let's say, Justice, and then the last name will be Rashid. Okay, that's what the constructor would expect here, first name and then the last name. So that's the object that we have created here. Okay, so now we want to post this to the server. What do we do? Okay, so we need to create an object of what? JSON first. JSON continue JSON. Okay, so we need to create this thing to what? This data here. Okay, before we can send it to the server, we don't send this object here to the server. No. Okay, we first serialize it. Okay, serialize it to JSON string and then send it to the server. So JSON provides service a method called, this is, let me give this let's say data. Okay, so JSON provides our method with JSON.toString. Okay, to string, and then the toString, it takes in an object which can be user, which can be anything. Okay, we know object is the what? The base class for all Java applications. Okay, so if you check the toString here, you can see, oh sorry, it's not toString, it's to JSON, sorry, JSON rather. Okay, so if you check it, you can see that it takes in an what? Object here. So the object can be a class or whatever. You know, all the classes, they extend what? Object. The object class is the what? The super class of all classes in what? In Java. Okay, so when it's an object, means you can pass any data into it. Okay, so string and then the data JSON.toString. So now what you have done is that we have converted this data here, object here, into what? To JSON. Okay, so if I'm to print it out, you can see system.out.println data. Okay, if I print it out, we should get something like this. Okay, so let me quickly run it and we should do. Alright, so process successful, and you can see exactly what we have gotten here. Okay, it has been aligned differently because this is what an ID, but if you check out, if you look at it, you can see it's the same here. Okay, so this is a straight JSON what? String. Okay, this is a JSON string, and this is the perfect thing to what? Send to the server or post it to the server. Okay, when I'm making a post request, that's how the way to what? Go. Okay, so this is called serial, this process here. Okay, serialization or what? Encoding. I don't know if the serialization is right. Okay, just forget it, just forget the spelling, but okay, serialization or encoding. Okay, so this is the process of what? Converting a Java object to what? A JSON. Okay, process of converting an object to what? JSON is called what? Serialization or what? Encoding. Okay, so now you have seen serialization and encoding. Okay, so now we are posting this data to the server. Okay, so now let's look at the serialization and decoding. Suppose we have gotten this data from the server and what? We want to convert it to what? This object here, so that Java object, so that this model class here, so that we can work with it. Cool, we can work with them individually. Okay, so I will leave this here. Okay, I will leave this here. Okay, I will leave this here. So the key is that we still have JSON here. We will still need JSON object. Okay, and then suppose we have this JSON dot from JSON. So for the from JSON, if you look at it, you can see that it takes in two properties. Let me show you. If I click on it, you can see it takes in a lot of objects here. The first one string, and then the what, a class T. So the T here represent what, a class. Okay, so and then string, and then whatever type here. Okay, so the T here represent what, a class. And then maybe the reader, if the data is not a string or a reader, maybe I don't know what that is. Okay, string JSON reader, I don't know what that type is. Also it's JSON element. I've never thought of that one too. Okay, JSON element dot class T. Okay, which is class. The T here is just a generic, it's to represent whatever class you are using it. Okay, so the one that we are going to be using is actually what, class here. Okay, so we have the JSON string here, and then the class that we are what, mapping or converting this JSON to the model class here. Okay, let me show you just how to go about it. So let's suppose we have this JSON string. Where is it in the terminal? We just posted it, so I can quickly copy. Oh, it just ran out. Okay, here it is, the one that we just converted. Okay, so suppose we have this here. It's appending something to it. Okay, so suppose we have this here. Let me take off some silly stuff. Okay, so that thing is called strings, and then let's see, we have, so the class that we are mapping is what, this user model here. Okay, so we will type here user model dot what, class. Okay, and then we are what, done. Let me just scroll it up here so you guys can see. Okay, so now from JSON we are what, converting this JSON data to what, this user model class here. So we are just mapping it. Okay, so at the end, all what this guy here is going to return is what, an object of what, this class here. Okay, so if, because it's going to obtain an object of this class, we can just use this. We can create an object of it here. Server data. Okay, we can assign it to this easily. Okay, so now this here represent what, the data that's what, coming from the server. Okay, it is this class here, object of what, this class here. Okay, so now if I quickly print server data dot first name, I need to put this in print it as system dot out dot print line, and then let me just copy it. Okay, so if I print it at first name, we should get what, justice here. So let me just show you. Let's check. You can see we got what, justice here, which is what, this guy here. Okay, so it's just the data that is coming from the server. Okay, we take the, all that we do is that we take the data and then what, convert, map it to what, this model class here. Okay, model class here. Okay, so this process too is also called what, this realization or what, encoding, decoding. Okay, this serialization or what, encoding. The process of what is the process of converting JSON data to an object, object, or because we are working with Java, we can say a Java class. We can say object or what, a Java what class or module or whatever, which one you want to use. Okay, so that's how we work with JSON and how we actually work with JSON data, and then how we use this particular library. Okay, so if this helps a lot, let me know. Please subscribe to the channel and then wait for more videos. And if you encounter any errors, just let me know. Okay, so thanks for watching, and then I will see you in the next tutorial. Have a nice day.